There are still opportunities in the One Piece TCG that I personally think have not been realized yet, and we're going to be talking about those cards in today's video. But guys, welcome back to Treasure Theory. Don't get used to the new hat because it is crushing my brain, but I thought I'd change it up for once. But anyways, guys, before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We are fastly approaching 5,000 subscribers. And of course, if you want to get your cards securely, I am affiliated with cardtrader.com. Use the code down in the description. Click the link, sign up, buy your cards safely and securely, and get 5% off your first order. All right, guys, let's get into it. So as we all know, One Piece has been going through a bit of a bull market right now. And with it has come a lot of optimism, excitement, and hopelessness. A lot of people think they're getting priced out. A lot of people think they've missed the boat, or that, you know, all of the best cards are currently being bought up. And I'm here to offer you some hope and some insight into some cards that I think are very undervalued right now, and I don't think their true potential, collectability, and potential investment opportunity has been totally seized yet. And you obviously know what I'm about to talk about, which is the Manga Event cards. Now, I need to clarify, Manga Event cards are not comparable to, you know, the actual manga rare cards themselves, because these guys are incredibly difficult to get. I mean, you could go through a couple of cases and not pull one of these guys, but from what I believe, the Manga Event cards kind of are on the SP pull rate, so, you know, 2 per case. Now, obviously, there's more than Manga Event cards in these sets, and I think this did start with OP10, with the Shanks, Divine Departure, but you know, with that being said, they're still kind of difficult to come by. They are still beautiful looking cards. And I kind of just want to go through these cards real quick, offer a little bit of insight, offer a little bit of perspective, and perhaps offer a little bit of hope. Because guys, these cards are super underpriced and they are gorgeous. And I actually happen to get all of my Manga Event cards that we're going to show off today and talk about as we go. But guys, the first one, which is Divine Departure, from OP10, a gorgeous card. I did happen to pull this card. I don't have it in my hands right now because I put it in my binder and I'm too lazy. But this card right now, guys, is going for $67 US. Now, we can see in the last 3 months it's gone up 34%. But guys, 34% on what? 40 bucks? Not that crazy. This card is still within the budget, if you ask me, and is definitely still something I think people should consider in their collection and all that sort of stuff. Now, moving on to Honesty Impact. Honesty Impact, really gorgeous card. If you're watching the show, you know, this was an incredible scene from Pirate Island, and of course when Garp showed up, which is one of my most favorite moments in the One Piece story right now. It was a phenomenal situation going on there. But a really awesome, unique card. And guys, this card is worth $30! I mean, guys, just like look at this. I really just want you to see how awesome this card looks. Look at the texturing. Look how it glistens off the light, off the card. It is a fantastic card, and it's also the first Manga Event card that actually looks like a manga page itself, which is really cool. And this card is literally $30, guys. Now, I get it. Kobe's not, you know, he's not one of the big popular characters, but guys, Kobe is going to be relevant in the story, and I do think that this scene and shot in itself is just super impressive, super phenomenal looking, and this one was dropping from OP11. And guys, again, it is a $30 card, okay? We can see it's gone up 11%, nothing crazy, but it's because I don't think its potential is being truly realized. You know, so many people who have been buying up a lot of cards, I just think they're kind of going for the main chase cards. But there's still so many different things that are not being considered in the One Piece TCG, such as the Manga Event cards. Now let's move on to the next event manga card here, which is the Sanji fighting Queen from Wano scene right here. I'm sorry if you're not caught up, there's spoilers, but you know, the Boeuf burst, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but this was a significant scene in the Wano arc when Sanji was fighting Queen, and as you know, we had Zoro fighting King, and there was just so much going on, but we saw incredible moments and character developments for these characters we love, and it's just such a really cool card. This was the total kill shot moment that Sanji basically kicked Queen into the sky, basically out of the building, and we know what happens next. But guys, really gorgeous card. I love the blue and the gold there and the dark tones of the blue and the little bit of red. Really loving how that looks. Now, this card has gone up 34% in the last 3 months, but guys, the card is $70 US. So like, there's still potential, still time to buy these cards up. Now, I want to preface by saying we have no idea where the prices of these cards are going to go, but so next up, we got the Manga Event card Gear 2. This was a significant moment in Eni's lobby. This is when we get introduced to Luffy being able to switch gears and do cool stuff, and this was the beginning of something greater. You could even say this was the beginning of Gear 5, because, he was going through all those gears as the story progressed. But guys, this card from OP11 has gone up quite a bit. It's 250%. So we can see some Manga Event cards are in fact being bought up and are being spotted for their potential. And what makes this card so interesting is that we actually have a manga rare card of Luffy performing Gear 2 as well, which we can see has gone up quite a lot in the last couple of months. It's gone up 24% in the last 6 months, 17%, so not crazy, but this was an EBO2 set. Very difficult, kind of low print kind of set, so the price is affected because the scarcity is there. But guys, if you couldn't afford getting one of these cards, or if you just didn't want to bother with blowing tons of money on the sets to maybe get one of these cards, this is an affordable option, and it's a great addition and alternative for collectors. And not to mention, and also I want to just say real quick that the prices of these cards are also reflective on the game itself. A lot of people do love what these cards can do for their decks. The playability is there, so that is also affecting the prices of these cards. But nonetheless, a really beautiful, gorgeous card, a nice addition to that collection. And of course, why can't you believe that this card is worth holding and investing in? It is a gorgeous, beautiful card, but let's move on. We've got the Demon Aura 9 sword style. This was the scene in Wano where Zoro completely blew our minds and basically proved why he is second in command when it comes to the Straw Hats. Zoro's character development and power scaling in Wano was unnecessarily insane. And I say that because we obviously know Luffy's the main character. He's going to do well. But Zoro's upscale was so impressive, okay? And the fact that this was an actual moment in the manga and the story is crazy. Love Sanji, but Zoro stood up against Kaido himself, and he messed around with Big Mom, and, it was just an incredible, incredible moment. Now, obviously, this card is also kind of gone up quite a bit, 60%. It's at $119, but guys, still a really gorgeous card. It comes from OP12, and just like the Sanji event manga, we can see that, these are both kind of very similar in style. It shows the wings of the captain literally kicking ass, and they are just awesome, awesome looking cards. And something I want to kind of just point out as well is the gold trim on the texturing as well. I'm a stickler for this kind of stuff. I love gold trims on cards. It's sort of becoming a new thing with these types of cards. I know in PRBO2 they really went ham with some of them, but I really think this is a great card for your collection and clearly for your investments, because it is going up 60% and it's still affordable. Okay, $120 US. A little pricey for some, but it is still affordable. Let's move on. Cross Guild, guys. So now we're going to go into PRBO2. And this is why I actually think PRBO2 as a set is a solid set to hold if you're thinking about holding some sealed product. PRBO2 introduced a couple of Manga Event cards that we're actually going to look at right now because I have them here. And guys, you bet your ass when I saw these, I had to get them. Look how gorgeous this card looks. And I apologize if the webcam is not doing this justice, but as you can see, there's a lot of really nice texturing. We've got names there, the gold trim, the buggy, Crocodile Mihawk. I mean, the whole Cross Guild concept in the story. Oh, I'm super dark right now. There we go. The whole Cross Guild concept in the One Piece story was actually super fascinating because, as we know, and again, spoilers, Marines hunt the pirates. Now, of course, this whole team here introduced pirates hunting Marines. So it was a really cool flip of the switch, and, to have Buggy, Mihawk, and Crocodile form a crew, and if you know, it's not what you think it is. It's a very loose-ended facade of what it appears to be, but that's what makes it so unique, because Buggy is proving to be a very strange character in the One Piece story. But anyways, I'll save you the details there. But nonetheless, a gorgeous, beautiful card, and this card, to no one's surprise, has gone up 121%. Now look, this card is more expensive. It's $247 US. I was super lucky to get this card for $100. I knew these cards were going to be worth it. I really did. I was like, you know, these are gorgeous. I got to get my hands on them. And PRBO2 was one of the best sets for this and was the only set to release so many. And I'm really thankful that I happened to get it. But I still think this is an affordable card to get if you want to hold some of these Manga Event cards. But let's move on. Come on, we'll fight you. This incredible moment, the end of Marineford. We see Shanks and his crew pull up and say, if you want to fight us, we'll fight you, but we want this war to end. And guys, yet again, we've got a gorgeous looking card, gold trim, a very active card, I might add too. There's a lot going on there. I apologize, the light's really hard to work around, but just an incredibly beautiful card. The red, the gold, the look of it all, it is fantastic. And it is another card from PRBO2. Now this one's less expensive than the Cross Guild card, but we've got this around $138 US. But guys, straight up, what's not to love about this card? It is just such a nice card, man. Like, I absolutely can't get over how beautiful these cards are, and I can't get over how cheap they are. Seriously. Now, another card I want to talk about, guys, which is another card from PRBO2, is My Era Begins. Now, guys, I'm going to be real with you. This is another great-looking card, but for some reason, my boy Blackbeard, he is just not getting any attention. Blackbeard as a character is a significant character in the story, and I just find his manga card, his SPs, and of course this Manga Event card are not reflective of that at all. I really think Blackbeard is going to be a very monumental, important character in the end of the show. At least that's what it seems like in the story and all that stuff, and nobody seems to care right now. So guys, I'm telling you, this card is a beautiful catch. You know, this was a very significant scene, too, when Teach, you know, he realized that his story was about to truly begin, and if you know, you know. But this card right now is $130 US, and it has dropped 50%. Now, I mean, this was obviously when the set came out, but $276 US, I mean, that's pretty high. That's pretty high. But it's gone down, and it is still affordable, and I think it is worth the buy. Now, let's move on to the big hitter here, which is Gum Gum Giant. So Gum Gum Giant was the second top chase card of the PRBO2 set, and I was incredibly lucky to get one of these. This was the one I pulled. All those other ones I showed you, I actually bought them. But I actually pulled this. Look how the lightning has aura around it. Like, oh my god, it's just fucking awesome. I'm such a nerd, man. But these cards are so good, and this one specifically, Gum Gum Giant, is the crown jewel of the Manga Event cards so far. This is the most expensive one. It's currently being sold for, oh my god, I didn't even know that. It's almost being sold for $700 US. My god, I didn't even know that. Fun fact, they actually posted a video of when I pulled this card, and I sounded so like, oh, cool, because I actually thought it was just like a $100 card or something, and then, you know, my fiance told me it was like $500, and I was like, what? But this card, if you ask me, is the current grail of the Manga Event cards. This scene in the show was such a significant moment in the manga. I think they personally messed it up in the show because it didn't look as cool as it did in the manga, but this scene, how Oda just drew Luffy about to stomp on Kaido, such a boss upscale. Gear 5 was just such an impressive moment, and I will treasure that forever. But straight up, guys, this card has gone up 18-19% in the last 3 months. It's gone up 27% in the last 6 months, but it hasn't even really been 6 months yet, so I'd say maybe the last 4-ish months. But this is a gem. This is the grail, and, you know, if you can afford to get one of these, I do think they're a great buy. I do think, if anything, this card is going to be the grail of Manga Event cards as of right now. And I think it's got Gear 5 Luffy on it, which makes it's going to do well. I think anything Gear 5, probably going to do well. And yeah, and moving on real quick to just the more recent one is we got a Divine Departure, which is obviously when Roger and Odin first met, and this was obviously a really funny scene because Odin was so strong challenging Whitebeard, and Roger kicked his ass just like that, which was great. But obviously this card kind of goes on par with this card here, and of course, you know, the Zoro card, the Demon Aura, and of course the other Divine Departure. We've got 2 Divine Departures, but you know, I think these kind of attacks where the characters' faces aren't really being shown too much, maybe that's why these aren't so expensive. But I do think this card is still a beautiful card. I actually have this card on the way in the mail. but, you know, no doubt the texturing looks really great. We got the gold and purple trim. We got the red hockey. And, guys, it's $80. It's an $80 card from the latest set, too. So, there you have it, guys. Let's actually look real quick. OP14, which comes out next month, I think, is introducing 2 new Manga Event cards. And, guys, I'm just going to predict the future right now. I think the Boa card is going to do very well. I think the Boa card is probably going to go up. It's probably going to be expensive. So if you happen to get it, hold on. And we've got a Crocodile Manga Event card, which is super cool. You know, Crocodile fans rejoice. I think this is an awesome looking card, but I do think Boa is going to steal the show for obvious reasons. But guys, let me just kind of end off with this. You know, there's obviously a lot of speculation going on right now in the One Piece TCG. And although there are people who are super fans of the show and people who love the show and enjoy the cards and the games and collecting and all that sort of stuff, we obviously have people from outside the show who are coming in who maybe they're new or perhaps they're looking to just buy up what they can. But the truth of the matter is, guys, you got to know the show if you want to understand what you're investing in. You can't just come in and just start buying up stuff thinking that this just gonna, you know, go up, you know? Obviously, Luffy is a fan fave. He's the number one. He's the main character of the show, but not every single Gear 5 card is going to Moon. But, you know, nonetheless, guys, if you're new to One Piece, I really hope that was helpful. And anyways, with that being said, guys, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. A video should pop on the screen. Be sure to click it, and I will see you over there.